table saw all set up and working, I needed to make another jig. And some of you are probably looking at this going, what the heck is this thing? Well, I tell you, because we're limited to our resources, we can't just go out and buy what we want. I'm going to rely heavily to start with on natural materials, branches, twigs, poles, things like that I find in the woods to add character and accent to my furniture. Well, and if you go out in the woods and you cut down a twig, it's round like this. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to use like that if you want to use it for an applique or to put on a piece of furniture as accent. So I need to split that in half. And I don't have a bandsaw or anything, so my next option was to build a jig. The twig just simply goes in here, and these are clamps that are operated by bungee cords. And when I push that down, it holds it in place. And then I run it through my saw. Should have had my glasses on. And after I run it through my saw, it cuts that twig perfectly in half. Now I can use that, lay that flat on a board or on a piece of furniture, glue it, nail it, whatever I need to do. So this video is how I use my simple table saw to make this cool little jig. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so what I'll do, I think, is just create a saddle, more or less, down this piece, in probably 5 or 6 spots. And then I'll create a 45-degree angle from that line that we just cut in the box. That'll come up, and that way the twig will lay in that. And then all I have to do from that point is find some way of clamping that twig into position. Alright, so now I've created a saddle for my twig or branch to ride in, and I've created a little V-groove, so if I put enough pressure down there, even if the twig has a little twist or bend in it, it'll straighten that out. It'll push it down into those V-grooves and make it a nice straight line. That way we'll get a good split right down the middle. But now what I have to do is find some way of clamping this thing in. And it needs to be adjustable, because some of my twigs are going to be 3/4, some are going to be 1 1/4 inches. I can't go a whole lot bigger than 1 3/8 because with this in here, my blade protrudes through the jig 1 3/8 inches. Now I can go a little bit more and just finish it off with a knife or a little handsaw. But for the most part, I don't want to do that. So now I got to figure out how I can make an adjustable clamping system to hold these in. And I don't have any springs, any powerful springs or anything, so I can make like some slides that would go up and down. But I do have, I found a bunch of, not a bunch, but I found a few old bungee cords with the ends cut off of them. And I think I'm going to try and figure out how I can use those to help clamp this in place. So when I run it through the saw, it cuts a nice straight line.